Hey, muy buenas noches to everyone. I hope everybody's doing well and as always enjoying family. Y gracias, Tony, for allowing me to get on your platform, Stories Written by a Current Prisoner, to share my stories. Well, I hope everybody's blessed as always. And I just thought I would stop in just to share with you a little bit more about my stories and my cross passings with in my journey. When I used to consider myself, you know, doing what I was supposed to do as a sureño or in the cause, when till that day, where everything hit the fan and I just really analyzed my whole life and how I just threw it out the window for something that just ain't there. As if I talked about backed up stories, when I hit Mexico, it amplified maybe 10 times worse. Like the meaning of sureños or camaradas F up in state or in Cali or in the feds, they were being thrown out in Mexico. It was just like, if it didn't make them money, then it was whatever. For example, this is gonna be a story about the camarada Sticks, Angel from Southside Whittier. He was a good solid homie. He was always with the business. I remember short after we left visiting the Tio Chino, we basically came across a roadblock per se. It's just something happened where we had to backtrack towards towards Ensenada, and we had to go take care of some business. And at the end, after that business got taken care of, we basically had to punch in different directions. My direction was, well, I was directed to go get into Sinaloa and spend some time with my family and see what was there. And the person assigned to go with me was this camarada I'm speaking of. And we went out there and we just started doing things. It's when the Pili Evil got arrested for that 187, and as well as other camaradas. So we were out there in Sinaloa and we met up with another camarada named Pinky from Oxnard, and then Pato from San Diego was out there. There was quite a few camaradas. So we started doing our thing. We started, basically my family started showing me how it could be, both ways. For one, it was, you know, getting it directly from the labs and the price is there, and or for them to get them out there in the border, and the price is at the border, and then the price is over the border. Which in the case of over the border, there was two different modified prices. One was they get it. The other one is we get the hyenas or whoever to do the proper Ubering, and there was one price or they get it all together, period. So we started, basically doing the footwork, writing down and calling in what was there, and hell yeah, the prices were there. They were a lot better than what the brothers were selling it to the Pilis for at the border. And when the Pilis was buying for the brothers from Sinaloa up on the border, it came with a string attached, which were, we're going to give you this price, but at the same time you're going to back our play. you know so we started doing some footwork, but some issue arose with the Pili Mono from Ontario, basically up in Guadalajara. So they told us to go ahead and report out there to them. So we went out there, and it was just basically the same old thing in Mexico, just finding out who basically clipped some jale, and due to it belonging to our side, it was basically they asked us look for them, find them, and then turn them into us. Which to me it didn't make no sense, To me it was if we go out there and do the footwork, we might as well just take care of business as well, But it just works different, It's just basically you just have to roll with the punches, and you can't argue with them. But anyways, we went out there in a big old war up suit. We went to a little town called Mecca, and this town was basically sold up, by them cats, because the vatos that took the jale, they were plugged in too. So we went out there and we couldn't get up in there, We went up in there and we got into it for 3-4 days, and next we got that radio calls talking about, the watchers were getting up there, so we had to basically split before the watchers hit, because if the watchers caught you, it was gonna be all bad, So we split. We waited a few days, and we tried it again, and it was just back and forth, And what I didn't know, that the jale that had gotten lost didn't really belong to the camarada or the pili mono, it really belonged to them vatos. And the pili wasn't telling us the truth. Basically, he was just telling us what he wanted us to know, which was basically they were telling him either, get the jale or get the vato or you're done, So as we're doing this, it just deadline hit, and as I stated before in backed up videos, it just we ain't in charge of nothing in Mexico. We're sideliners, we're bystanders, or however you want to put it. We just follow suit. Who follow rules and regulations as they're inputted towards us. But deadline hit, and we were supposed to meet up in this other little town on the side of Tequila, and when we met up there, it was, man, they just basically they were waiting for us. It was the same people that the Pilis were working for, but they were mad, they wanted their jale. We couldn't produce a jale, nor could we produce the vato, which this could have been avoided, if we would have been honest with each other. I could have probably had it fronted, and we could have turned it in, and just had basically open time to do our footwork. But since we're sureños, we ain't meant to know everything. It was just we just got told what he wanted us to know. But at the end of the day, we all got, put a bag over our head, tied up, everything, Basically, we got tortured for a few days behind it, and then at the moment, they told, Mona they were going to go talk to him, so they took him out. They went and talked to him, and before I get into what actually happened in the back, it was let me give you a little background story about the homie from Southside, Whittier. He was out there. I remember we were out there in Michoacan for a couple of days, and that boy, he held it down. I'm talking about, he never took to it back. He always forward, even when they were up on us and we seemed to be at a losing cause. That fool never wrinkled, he was always there regardless. I remember in a different time out there too in Michoacan, I don't even remember what we got into it. I just remember some paisanos. We were at a spot and they started woofing like I stated. We're like a fish out of water over here, and right away when they see us all tattooed up and everything, they know. So they start, calling them, look at this pinche cholillos, plásticos, and at the end of the day, I told the homie, like, hey, fool, just chill. Let them, if they're gonna woof from far away, let them woof from far away. Now, if they get up close, then we take care of business. Which, I end up being the dummy because I felt they were getting out of pocket too much, so I ended up rushing, and the homie rushed behind me. I'm not gonna say we took on the whole crowd because we didn't. We got stomped out. I got rocks stomped on my face, head. We got beat in pretty good. But my point is, the camarada, he was always there, and he was honest to the point where, you know, he was a true camarada. He was there always respecting familia and rules and regulations, and always at all times you know, just just thinking about camaradas. To be sincere, he was always the one that, hey, we go out there, we make some feria, and I'll be like, hey, like, we'll go out there, I'll help you make your feria. Nah, not my feria, fool. Whatever I give, we go down the middle. Either we'll make it together or we'll fall together. My point is, he was a solid homie. He made the Phillies a lot of good money. And to continue to where we were at over here in Michoacan, and man, it's just a couple times we had gotten picked up, and in Michoacan we didn't have nobody out there, so basically we knew whatever we did out there, we were on our own. And a few times we got picked up, tortured, thrown like we were dead, and homie never buckled. But I just wanted to put a little back history to him, and how in my eyes, he has never done nothing wrong. The only thing was, besides himself, his person, being out there supporting us, he didn't have a lot to bring to the table, which that shouldn't matter. That's only a Mexico. You're only worth what you can bring to the table. That's a cartels thing. As a sureño, we're about loyalty, and being solid. But getting back to Jalisco, towards that day they got us. Basically, they came back and they started untying a couple camaradas, and they ended up start stomping in the homie. Then they picked him up and they took him to a room. And man, forget the torturing. I've done a lot of crazy stuff in my life. I sincerely have. I can't even put on here the stupid stuff I done. But man, I've never been one of those individuals that think, killing somebody by torturing them. That's that's psycho stuff. To me, it's just, if you're gonna take care of him, just deal with him. Period. Just take him out and move on. Well, this was my way of thought at the moment. I thank God I don't think like this no more. But at this time, it was the way I used to see things. Is why you take chances, why you take time. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But this was a time that I could sincerely just tell you, my whole skin wrinkled up. I seen some stuff. Believe me, I have, but this time it was like my whole skin, like literally shrunk underneath me. It was like, because in this room they did not only start beating the homie up, they they started going to town to him, for reals, not like start killing him, but I'm talking about like taking literally an axe and just going to town on the camarada. And at the moment, I thought it's gonna be all of us. To be sincere, it was just gonna be like, fuck, excuse my language, everyone. I thought it was just like, this is the end game, yeah, we ain't gonna walk from here. But you know, after no more, you could hear the axe, but you couldn't hear that the homie echoing every hit. They started untying every one of us, and we took what they had put over our heads, and I was surprised, and basically they crossed words and they let us go. So my mind, me not being 100% on how things work in Mexico, I started trying to make sense of this, which at the moment, the Billy ended up telling us that it was found out that homeboy was the pointer for them other cats to take that, and it just became a big old lie, to be sincere. Because later on, throughout the years, I came across the truth where give me one, told him, you want some more time, give me one of your guys, and I'm gonna make all you guys hear it, so none of you will dare do something like this again. Because the Billy threw him under the rug. The Billy's the one that told these cats this, and but at the moment, man, I didn't know. All I know that he was a solid camarada, but as always, a Billy used the camarada to clear himself and walk away. And the way the camarada had to go, it was, man, I don't wish that on even the person I hate the most in this world, It's just, it's awful, man. When I say my skin crawled underneath me, it's because it literally did, man. Just think about every hit, hearing the camarada echo it, and you know exactly what was going on because the sounds were there. And to see this, and then to know how we got used one more, it is the only reason why I get on here. I hear all this, like they say, level 50 sureños that talk about being solid and staying solid and walking away and maintaining there. And you fools haven't seen nothing. You haven't gone through nothing, man. I went through all that prison, level 4 180, shoe living, handling business, receiving chingadazos because of being there holding it tough. And just Mexico's a whole different animal. It takes it to a whole different level. And like I stated, at this moment, I didn't know. All I know is when it happened, it was like right when we got to this little town called Tala. And basically, we called in and they told us, like, hey, you fools. Like, for example, me, go back to doing what you were doing. You camaradas, go out to Mexicali, get well, and then we'll meet up soon so we could actually discuss this situation, and you camarada line them numbers up and avenues, and we'll discuss them when we do. So I went back. When I went back, I couldn't make sense of things. I went over and over the situation, and it was like, man, the camarada was with me. So when did this happen? It was just, it became one of those things that I remembered, but it just became so damaging to what we're doing, trying to figure things out that I had to just forget about it for a minute. Cause I always been the type that you heard a camarada, you heard anybody from our causa, I would literally have to sit there and figure out the way for us to show our strength or at least show our presence back at them, and we weren't in a spot where we could do that. So, but I was just sitting here and I was thinking about Angel, the homie, and I just thought I would share this story before I continue on with my story, just basically to check in with you guys too and extend my love and my blessings to you. I'm sorry I've been MIA, and everyone just please in these next couple days just keep me at least in positive notes. I'm out of the state where I live, and I'm looking at a specialist and well, seeing if there could be something positive done in the sense of surgeries and things to see something. So, this next week I'm gonna really be MIA. I really won't be on the road a lot, checking specialists after specialists. So just please, just at least, at least say, I wish it goes well for this vato or something. And for all the young ones listening, man, just pay attention, because, the streets are bad, prisons are bad, and it ain't even about me telling my story of the surroundings where I'm at. Just please pay attention how, there is no value in prison. There is no value in that cause, If it was just a sureño movement, I think there would be a lot more love. But even then, but that's why you always just value your family, man. Listen from others that tell these stories. Not necessarily me, but just pay attention. But with this said, I thank everybody for hearing me out. And I hope everybody's always blessed again. And like I always say, stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. Value yourself, value your life, love yourself, man. I hope everybody's always well. Gracias y muy buenas noches.